Hello there. What is going on, you guys? Wow, we finally have a preview for the Clone Wars. They just dropped all of this, a bomb, this Friday, and it's a lot to pour over. Well, I'm going to cover everything that they've talked about, but there's a lot of details they deliberately didn't include in this article that just came out today. But I'm going to kind of run it down, and all of these expansions and miniature starters almost are going to have further articles. But wow, a lot of information to talk about. So basically, short term, Rebels are screwed. Rebels get kind of nothing, which is funny because the same thing's happening in Armada. I do want to remind you guys, speaking of Armada, there is a huge new giveaway going on right now for a Super Star Destroyer in the form of a Cool Stuff gift card. All it takes to enter that is to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. That's like $170 something gift card for a Super Star Destroyer or Cool Stuff. You can use that for maybe for this if you're not an Armada player. But yes, oh my gosh. So, all right. First off, we're getting Squadron Packs, which is interesting, calling it Squadron Pack. It's almost like a nod to Armada. But basically, these are like miniature faction starters, which is really, really cool. So you've got your Separatist Squadron Pack. It's got your Belbalub, which is like Grievous's little Corvette-looking fighter, and then 2 Vulture Droids. I wonder if the Vulture Droids are going to move, too, if the wings are going to go down so that they could walk. They didn't say that I've seen, unless they said it somewhere else, but they have they have the alternate art which shows them walking, and I'm like, I don't know. That'll be interesting. And then, of course, we got Guardians of the Republic Squadron Pack. You get your Delta 7. You got 2 V-19 Torrents. Oh, man, I'm so happy. We knew the Delta 7 was coming, although this one's a different paint job than the actual expansion, which is pretty cool. You're giving you some variety. But the V-19 Torrents, really excited about. As a matter of fact, are these guys differently painted than the expansions? I don't know, but some of these are not going to be available in expansions. So you have to, like the V-19s don't have a standalone expansion yet, I don't think. Let's see all of them, because this is all brand new. This is awesome. We've got the Sith Infiltrator. We knew this one was coming already. Digging it. And then we have the Vulture Droid expansion. Now, if you look at that paint job, that's the brown paint, right? And let's go back a little bit. And then it's Grievous's paint job, Grievous's colors there. So you do have different paint jobs right out the gate. So multiple variety of paint jobs for these ships. So much. You all are going to go broke. My advice right now, pick one faction and just start there. And have your buddy pick a different faction. You guys can trade. If you're going to go broke, I'm going to go broke. Time to take out a loan. Arc 170 start. I mean, gosh, I feel like I just dropped like hundreds of dollars getting into second edition. We don't even have the Resistance in First Order now. X-Wing is exploding right now, and this Arc 170 paint job looks really good. That's all I'm going to say. It looks really freaking good. Maybe this is, maybe we'll see some love for the Arc 170 that the Rebels can use. Yeah. There's our Delta 7 Aether Sprite. This is the one that was previewed at San Diego Comic-Con. And we got a Z95. Or, if you're outside of America, a, dare I say, Z95. I don't like saying Z95, but some of you guys know. But just because I have a broader audience, some of you guys are watching from elsewhere, and I have to be respectful of my Z-speaking clientele. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm excited. This is just cool. It is a nice looking Black Sun inspired paint job, it looks like there. It's just not black and white, though. It's yellow and black, which is going to be cool. You have a lot of different Z95 paint jobs to choose from. Also, the TIE Striker. This one does look exactly the same as the TIE Striker we have. And the good news for you guys is you don't have to buy the Z95 or the TIE Striker. Ain't no reason, because they confirmed in this article, now, I mean, I don't know if that's going to change, that everything in this box is in the conversion kit, minus the model. All right, not minus the ship itself. So all the cards, all the pilots, upgrades, the ship cards, the upgrade cards, it's all in the conversion kit already. So if you've got a conversion kit, buying this gets you nothing new. That's an important thing to keep in mind. So we got the spread here. It looks, this is for the Separatist Alliance. We've got a lot of ship cards in there. This is almost the same as the starter. I mean, you're not getting your dice. You still need to have the starter. Maybe they'll do an alternate starter at one point too. I mean, they did it with The Force Awakens. I could see that happening. Maybe Episode 9 they'll do a starter for it. Who knows? But yeah, so look at what we have here. We've got some new obstacles, which look really cool. They look like gas clouds, right? I'm like digging those. Those obstacles are really good looking. And we can see the colors of their bases, and they're kind of orangey. And we have the Sith Infiltrator. We already knew that one was coming. That one looks good. Looks awfully good. We've got the Vulture Droid. And you see down here in the bottom left, you've got a configuration card with it open, like the legs open, it looks like. And so that's what makes me think that maybe it will have moving parts. I think if it is going to be shown to have moving parts, although there's a whole different configuration card that's hidden in the spread. Might be a totally different card. But I think if they're going to open, I think they'll wait until they do the Vulture Droid specific preview, and then be like, oh, and by the way, guys, if you weren't already hyped, more moving parts, because moving parts are cool. We got a little spread for the Galactic Republic, and I really dig in the blue color for that's going to be their theme. I really like that. It's very pretty, actually. And of course, again, you got more of the new obstacles here, so that's kind of cool. The cool thing I'm going to say about these spreads is it looks like they remember to give shield tokens. Also looks like they remember to give target locks, which is more than I can say for some of the first round of 2.0. I'm not trying to be a naysayer, but that was a little bit of a bummer. And then our ARC 170. It's nice. It's nice that everybody's getting their starter, and then at least one more expansion. Well, actually, 2 more expansions. So that's good. You're gonna have a little variety right out the gate. Not too much variety, but then again, you don't need to have too much variety when a faction first launches. And the thing is, the good news is, in this case, you've got multiple other factions. So if this comes out and you get tired of playing ARC 170s and Delta 7s and V19s, well, you can always just play the Rebels or the Empire for a game and just change it up. You're not going to be locked into that annoying meta. It's going to be very, very cool. 7 factions is just going to be, it's a lot to process, That's pretty interesting. And then we're going to get Jedi pilots. They did confirm Anakin Skywalker and, that there'll be Jedis. There's even a generic Jedi Knight in that spread. One of the spreads, but yeah. So that's kind of cool with Force. And that makes sense. You should have generic. There's lots of Jedi back in the day, at least relatively lots. Then our Z95. Nothing new here. And then our TIE Striker. No shields in that one. But of course he doesn't have shields. Gotcha. Yeah, and so it's good. The funny thing is they said everything that comes here comes in the... Technically they said every ship card and upgrade card is found in the conversion kit. And I was going to call them on it. I'm like, because there is no shields in the conversion kit, so that's not there. So there, I guess No, but I mean, I'll be getting one of these, both of them. I'll probably get a TIE Striker too, just to do a comparison video between the two. I'll be comparing the Z95 to the other Z95s, and then the TIE Striker to the other TIE Strikers as well. I'll be doing that all for you whenever this does launch. It's just funny that Scum gets another ship, and then Empire gets another ship, when the Rebels don't. And I wonder why. We'll see. But they also previewed a couple of cards close up, so we'll go ahead and take a look at the ARC 170. Still got that front and rear. Not a whole lot of changes on this ARC 170, but he is this is Sinker. He's a Wolfpack veteran. He's Initiative 3. I'm digging it. And it's funny because the symbol for the Old Republic looks a lot like the Empire symbol. So some people are going to look at this and be like, is this for the Empire? I could imagine. I bet you that's going to happen at some point. But he's got a really cool ability. When a friendly ship at range 1 to 2 in your side arcs performs a primary attack, it may reroll 1 attack die. That's pretty cool. So basically you want to fly elbow to elbow. So it's very thematic. It seems like that's a good clone for you. He wants to be, fighting right next to his brothers. I get it. Very cool. I really like that ability. Yeah. We get a close-up look at Darth Maul, which is also really cool. The funny thing is the Sith Infiltrator doesn't have any built-in ship ability, which is that's pretty interesting. But he's got 3 Force, which is really, really nice, and 5 Initiative. So I didn't know he was that good of a pilot, but I think it probably has something to do with just game balance over a little. Sometimes game balance has to take a little bit of an effect over lore. After you perform an attack, you may spend 2 Force to perform a bonus primary attack against a different target. If your attack missed, you may perform that bonus primary attack against the same target instead. So that's really good, especially with, you got 3 attack primary, You are restricted to front arc and this isn't a small base ship, so it's it's gonna handle a little differently than a lot of your dogfighters. So usually, like the larger ships tend to have a little more variability with their arc. So this guy is gonna, I feel like he's gonna be similar to like when you're flying the IG-2000. So it's gonna be like it might be a little tricky to line up those shots, but when you can take 2 shots out of the front arc. So maybe a little bit more skill cap on this one and more of a payoff. A lot of survivability here. Only 1 agility, but you got 4 shields and 6 hull. That's not bad. And you can barrel roll. That's not bad. Not too shabby. And he's apparently supposed to have a cloaking device, too. Of course. And it's obvious, if it wasn't already obvious, you can see it from the art. He's going to be able to cloak. We got some upgrades to look at. And this one, the Kraken, gives you the ability to coordinate. And this one, it says, during the end phase, you may choose up to 3 friendly ships at range 0 to 3. If you do, each of these ships does not remove a calculate token. So now, all of a sudden, you are, you're giving your people a chance to go ahead and keep their calculate token. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Again, kind of synergizing the droid swarm, perhaps. The interesting thing is this is called a tactical relay upgrade. They call it that in the article. And it's restricted to separatists. But it also has the keyword solitary. And I couldn't find anything on what solitary actually means. I don't know if you guys know, let me know in the comments below. But I'm assuming, I'm just going to take a guess right now, that solitary means like almost like modification. Like you can only have 1 solitary upgrade, like it's like meant to be so powerful you couldn't equip you couldn't have 2 things in your fleet with solitary. That's kind of my guess. We'll see if I'm right. Energy shell charges, missile, separatist, and you have to have calculate in order to take this. So you cannot give this to like a human pilot, unless of course they have a droid on board. You can attack. You have to spend a calculate, or no, you have to have a calculate to do the attack, not spend it. You can spend a charge. Oh my goodness! Wow, finding things. The kids left something in my seat. Spend a charge while you perform this attack. You may spend a calculate token to change an eyeball to a crit, and you can reload the card as an action, which is not bad. It's a 2 to 3 range. I mean, it's just a decent. It's not a super power. It's only 3 dice, but and it's got a missile there, so they won't get the range bonus, which is not bad. It's not bad. You only have the 1 charge, so it's if you're spending your action. But again, this works with Kraken, right? Now all of a sudden you're gonna keep your calculate. So if you don't need to spend it, you can just shoot and then you can reload and then shoot right away using the calculate you had from last turn. And I'm sure there will be way more. There's gonna be a lot of calculate stuff. I'm sure. And then there's also gonna be a lot of force stuff. I love this art too. Look at all of those. Look at the missiles here. The trails behind them. That's a fantastic art piece. I'm excited to see all the art that's coming in this. So here's Brilliant Evasion. There's a force talent. While you defend, if you are not in the attacker's bullseye, you may spend a force to change 2 of your eyeballs to evade. So basically, it just makes your force a lot better, because bullseyes are harder to line up. And especially if you're being attacked with ordnance, like something like the energy shell charges. It's, easier. It's harder to be in a bullseye at long range. If you're at close range, it's harder. You're often in bullseye at close range, but at long range or range 3, it's kind of hard to line up those range 3 bullseye shots. And then we got Calibrated Laser Targeting. This is a Delta 7 Aether Sprite card only. This is using your mod and your configuration. While you perform a primary attack, if the defender is in your bullseye arc, add an eyeball result. This one's really nice, and it's very synergistic with what you kind of think of as the Jedi, because first off, you think, like, at least from X-Wing 1.0, they always used focus to represent force, but now your force can also change eyeball. So even if you roll all hits, you can just add the eyeball and spend a force to turn it up. Or if you just took a focus, which I think you'll be probably motivated to do, you can just get 1 extra hit result, which is pretty nice. So it's not going to be a blank. Very cool. Or if you target locked and you decide you want to roll it because you're not spending force for some reason. And it looks like even the generics are going to have force in there because they're Jedi Knights. But yeah. Oh, a lot of stuff. Look at all of that. That's everything that's coming out in this next wave. I mean, I should say this next wave. We still have Resistance and First Order that are getting ready to come out. So this is everything that's coming out after. This is nuts. And we have more previews to come. Oh my goodness. What are you? I mean, like, are you going to stick with one faction? Let me know, let me know what do you think is going to be the best faction here? I think it's going to be a Republic, personally. I think I will want to play Republic first. But there's no denying the appeal of the droids. I just and I'm surprised there was no Hyena Bomber announced. I think that'll probably be the next thing because it's so similar to the Vulture droid, but it's not the same. So I think Hyena Bomber probably next. We'll see what's next for what are we gonna guess next for but maybe that the one Ahsoka flew, the one that looks like the letter C, or maybe like the letter D. Gosh, I can't even remember the name of it right now. I'm on such a riding this shockwave. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, but very cool stuff. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell for alerts, enter to win that giveaway. Are you excited as I am? This was a big one. The only thing that had been better than this is if we finally got some Armada news. But this was a big one. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.